Happening now on FiOS 1 News. In less than 24 hours, the polls will be open. We follow candidates on their final campaign push. School security is also on the ballot in many North Jersey areas, what parents need to know before they vote. Plus, cries for a child rehab center to shut down after 10 kids are killed by a deadly virus. The news starts right now.
FiOS 1 News, Daytime Edition.
Hello, thank you for watching FiOS 1 News Daytime Edition. I'm Brian Webb. We will have your top stories in a moment. First, let's get it over to meteorologist Brittany Bohr for a check of the forecast. Hi, Brittany.
Brian, we are tracking this rain system as it moves along the coast and into our area. We're going to be seeing scattered showers throughout the next several hours with abundant cloud cover out there. A couple showers passing through right now. Looking at those temperatures, we're trending on the cool side, only in the low to the mid 50s in some spots. Sussex still trending in the 40s out there. We've got that easterly wind. It's a bit breezy, anywhere from 5 to 15, 20 miles an hour, especially along those coastal regions. So it's going to be a bit on the cool side today. Rain sticks with us through the evening and overnight hours. Stick with me. I'll have a full look at the forecast ahead.
The race for New Jersey's Senate seat has been one of the ugliest in the nation, and today the two candidates are making their final push to get out the vote. Senator Bob Menendez spent time at the Heritage Village apartment complex in Elizabeth. He was joined there by other top Democrats in the state, including Governor Murphy and Senator Cory Booker. They believe New Jersey and the country need Menendez to take on President Trump. And Senator Menendez says he's the best person to help New Jersey's mayors because he used to be one.
Unfortunately, Donald Trump is waging a war on our cities, and my Republican opponent will be just another rubber stamp for the Trump agenda. As a greedy drug company CEO, you can prove that he's an expert in price gouging cancer patients, defrauding Medicare, and stashing corporate profits overseas. But he was never a mayor, and he certainly isn't going to fight against Trump's assault on our towns and cities.
Meantime, his opponent, Republican Bob Hugin, is making stops in places like Parsippany, Toms River, and Clark. A new Quinnipiac poll puts Senator Bob Menendez ahead in the race against Bob Hugin. It shows Menendez with a 15-point lead over his Republican challenger, 55 to 40%. That more than doubles the lead Menendez had just a few weeks ago when he led by 7 points. Researchers say independent voters, women, and non-white voters are the keys to Menendez's support. There's no rest for candidates as we head into the polls in less than 24 hours. The final stretch of campaigning started early this morning across the state. Candidates from both parties trying to scoop up every last vote, especially in the 11th district where an incumbent is retiring. FiOS 1's Mary Lynn Buckley has more.
Commuting to Manhattan, the Monday morning rush New Jerseyans are all too familiar with. Some met up with Republican Congress candidate Jay Weber. He's in a tight race against Democratic challenger Mikey Sherrill in the 11th district race. That face-off brought him out to meet and speak with commuters just before they start their workday.
We're out here early with them. People work hard in this district. They get on a bus, they get on a train. It's important that they know that there's people in public life who care about long commutes, who care about busy days, and want to earn their support.
And commuters we spoke to think Weber made a lasting impression.
It gave me a feeling that knowing a real person rather than the poster on the side of the street.
Absolutely. I think it definitely shows that they're dedicated to, their work, and that they're trying to show, citizens of this town that they're really putting more effort into the role.
And although it may have been a short interaction between buses arriving and departing, some say these encounters can count.
I think anything helps.
This is something new. I haven't seen really many politicians around here in my area, so this is definitely a good change and definitely a proactive approach.
And Weber dedicated to traveling all over the district up until the end.
We've been all over the district, from Denville to Chatham and way out to Sparta. So wherever people are, you want to go and make sure you show them that you care and show them that you listen.
Weber said off camera he believes your vote is your voice and will continue to encourage people to get their vote out. In Parsippany, Mary Lynn Buckley, FiOS 1 News.
And there's much more to vote on tomorrow than just the candidates. School security upgrades will be on the ballot in several North Jersey communities. FiOS 1's Arnold Godoy is in Saddlebrook with the details.
Saddlebrook High, along with the rest of the schools in Saddlebrook, could see heightened security after Election Day. The borough is one of 4 towns in North Jersey asking neighbors to vote on increasing safety measures at schools. After incidents like the tragic high school shooting in Parkland, Florida, parents tell me any added security is welcome.
I mean, I have a 5-year-old daughter, and with a 5-year-old daughter, I want to make sure that she's safe. You know, I have a watch on her to track her, to call me if there's an emergency, so any extra safety precaution measure that the schools can take, I'm all for it.
The school districts in Saddlebrook and Waldwick are looking to install shatterproof glass, strobe lights, and two-way radios. In Florham Park and Netcong, voters will have to decide whether or not to approve funding for armed police to guard schools. Saddlebrook is also considering security vestibules, better emergency notification systems, and wireless door locks. Reports say the district is estimating it would cost the owner of the average home in Saddlebrook an extra $34 in taxes if approved, something one 10th grader here says is worth it.
When you go to school, you're supposed to feel safe because, like, you're supposed to be in an environment where you can be with your friends and people that you know, but, like, there's always that fear that, like, you know, something could happen.
Also on the ballot tomorrow, the state is looking to approve a $500 million bond referendum for grants that would go toward security projects and technical education. The proposals come as the nation has seen several school shootings, and schools around the state have been on high alert after receiving threats. District leaders here say the move is one that would help protect students. In Saddlebrook, Arnold Godoy, FiOS 1 News.
Voters in Mahwah are deciding whether or not to keep their current mayor. More than 5,000 signatures were collected to remove Mayor Bill LaForte from office. It comes after several controversial ordinances, which some say discriminated against the Orthodox Jewish community, including who can use public parks and over religious markers placed on utility poles. The rules have been removed, but that's not enough for the people who started the petition.
Not too sure who I'm going to vote for at this point, but I know that I will vote.
Mayor LaForte says he's willing to take up the matter with the voters at the polls. And we'll have a look at the latest campaign push across the country ahead of the midterm elections a little later in the show. The parents of a girl who died during the adenovirus outbreak in Wanaque want the center shut down. 10 children have died so far, and dozens more are still sick. FiOS 1's Emily Gersh has more.
10 children have died since an adenovirus spread at a long-term care facility in Wanaque. The State Department has since conducted an investigation into the outbreak and sent infection control experts into 5 facilities in the state. 18 other children have been diagnosed with the disease, as well as a staff member. An investigation revealed hand-washing deficiencies as one of the causes for the outbreak. And now the couple of a 4-year-old girl who died is calling for the center to be shut down, telling our partners at The Record their daughter, Dorcas Ephraim Dolson, was neglected. Dolson has been severely disabled since birth, requiring a ventilator to breathe and a stomach tube to be fed. She died on October 8th from complications from the virus. The state health department has refused to identify any of the victims or disclose their ages. A representative for the Wanaque Center has not returned our request for comment. Emily Gersh, FiOS 1 News.
The cleanup is underway after a car crashes into a building in Newark. It happened just before 6 a.m. You can see the car slammed into the West Side Plaza building in this video. That's on 16th Street. The car was eventually towed away, revealing damage to the entranceway. So far, no word on any injuries or how it happened. A fight over eminent domain is settled in Emerson, making way for a major downtown redevelopment plan. The project is going up between Lincoln Boulevard and Linwood Avenue, known as Block 419. It'll bring mixed-use development, 147 apartments, shops, and parking. 29 units will be set aside for affordable housing. A lawsuit was dropped after the city agreed not to use eminent domain for the project. It's still unclear how long it will take. Today is the grand opening of Newark's newest police precinct. The 7th precinct at School Stadium will cover the North Ward. It's the second new precinct launched this year, according to Mayor Mraz Baraka. We'll have more on the ceremony a little later today. Move over, Rudolph. Jeffrey the Giraffe is here to help during the holidays. Coming up, how Wayne-based Toys R Us will help families with holiday shopping this year, even after its bankruptcy. That's coming up.